In this video, we'll look at the various options for specifying the size of a panel that is docked. So you can see that we have a simple UX component now with a panel layout, and panel card 1 is currently docked, and when I click the button, the docked panel gets revealed. And in this case, the size of the panel has been explicitly set at 200 pixels. So if we go back here and look at panel card number 1, we can see that it's been docked before, and we have an explicit size here of 200 pixels. But we can go here and also use, instead of an absolute size, we can also now use percentage sizes. So let's go here and choose 50%. So now when we reveal this panel, it's going to be 50% of the width of the panel layout. So if I click over here, you can see that the panel gets revealed and it goes out to 50%. But if I was on, say, an iPad, which is much larger, and then when we reveal the panel, you can see that the panel width is still 50%, but this represents 50% of the much larger panel layout size. So in addition to absolute sizes, you can specify percentage sizes. You can also specify flex sizes, which are relative sizes, and we'll discuss that in a moment. But when you specify absolute sizes, you can also use a negative value. So let's take a look at what a negative value means. So previously we looked at the panel size as 200 pixels. Now let's go and change it to minus 200 pixels. So what this means is that the panel size is going to be the full size of the panel layout in the flow direction. So since this flow direction here is left to right, we're talking about the width of the panel. So the size of this panel now is going to be the width of the panel layout minus 200 pixels. So let's go over there to working preview and then click on the button. So you can see now that what happened was we went out to the full width of the panel minus 200 pixels. Let me change that to 100 pixels to make the effect more noticeable. So let's go back now to working preview, and now you can see that we've gone out to the full width of the panel layout minus 100 pixels. If I switch though to a bigger device, let's go now to the iPhone and go back to the iPad, sorry, and now go to working preview. You can see that this panel now goes all the way across minus 100 pixels left over on the right edge. And then finally the flex option allows you to specify the relative sizes of panels. So I can go here, for example, and set this panel size here to be, say, flex 1. Well, let's make this, say, flex 1, and then go to this one and also make it into flex 1. And now this panel here, if I were to go here and say, for example, flex 2, then what would happen is that this panel would be basically take up a relative size compared to the other two panels. So if I go now and look at this and reveal it, let's actually go here and remove the collapse before. So we'll go here and say none. So we can see now that the size of the panel has basically been set at, takes up twice as much as this panel or this panel. So this one had flex 1, this one was flex 1, and this one was flex 2. So the total value of all the flexes adds up to be 4. So this is 2 divided by 4 is 50%. This is 1 divided by 4 is 25%, and this is 25%. So we could just as easily have said the size of this was 50%, 25%, and 25%. But the flex option is just another way of specifying that. So 3 different ways of specifying the panel size: absolute sizes, percentage sizes, and flex sizes. And then when specifying absolute sizes, you can specify negative absolute sizes. Thanks very much for watching.